no matter how tough it gets, we've got somebody that walks along beside us. Kirk, there's been some times on my Christian walk that I couldn't walk anymore. There was just some times that I just had to crawl along. Things got so tough and so hard that I didn't want to walk. And those darts were coming at me. And Kirk, there were some times that I just had to sit down. I couldn't go anymore. Life got hard and it got tough. And there was a time in my life, Kirk, when I was in college, that I got down. I quit. I told God, this is too hard. 1 out of 6 isn't bad, brother. Life is going to be hard. But as Christians, when we see someone in college or an adult that quits, you know why they quit? Because they've been hurt. And a lot of times, as Christians, you know what we do to them? Instead of going up and putting our arm around them and saying, come on, I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to help you get back up. You know what we'll do? We'll gossip about them. We'll say this about them. You know what that's like doing, folks? HC, that's like kicking somebody when they're down. When we hurt folks, when we say ugly things to one another, we're kicking each other when we're down. So when you notice someone that's dropped out of the race, don't talk behind their back. Go love them. Go put your arm around them. Say, I will help you get back up in the race. I'll help you. And gently encourage them. Help them to get back up in the race. And help them go on. Other times in my life, I've been able to run. But most of the time, I've just tried to put one step in front of the other. People ask me all the time, what do you do when you don't know what to do? It's simple, Ken. Just do the next right thing. Just do the next right thing. That's all God wants you to do. Do the next right thing. Not only is the Christian life hard, and there's death, and there's disease, and there's divorce, and all these things go on, but not only is our walk wild, but I wish it wasn't true, Cliff, but it is. Attacks will come. You know, I expect to get attacked by the devil because there's somebody else that's out there walking. What's 1 Peter 5:8 say? Be sober, be vigilant, for your adversary, the devil, walketh about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. I watched Pastor Seiler get attacked by the devil a week ago Tuesday. I observed it with my own eyes, Jessica. He got attacked out in our parking lot. If it wasn't for your husband intervening, I don't know what would have happened. You see, our buses had picked up his kids on Monday night. And our buses run back through that same neighborhood, and his kids come running out and get on the bus again. For some reason, he didn't seem to know, Rick, that his kids got on the bus. So he assumed that they came down to the church, and he was right. So he races down here, finds out that his kids are in the service, goes and finds Pastor Seiler, and gets right up in his face, ranting and raving and yelling. And he started using some foul language. That's when some of the men asked him to leave. But it was a direct attack. But any time, folks, that we have a chance to walk in a vacation Bible school where 176 young people are saved, the devil's going to be upset about that. I'm telling you, church, there's not a handful of churches all across the United States that will see 176 young people saved in vacation Bible school. So I hope many of you had a chance to walk through our vacation Bible school and you all get a small piece of that reward. So I expect those attacks to come, Brother Dewar, from the devil. But what I don't expect is when those attacks come from from my family, and from my friends, and from people in the church. I was sharing with a lady who used to attend this church. I was bragging on you, Bobby. I was telling them what a great vacation Bible school we had and how we had 176 kids saved. And Joe, I was telling them all about that. And you know what they told me? Most of those kids were probably saved anyway. I don't think so. I don't think so. But even if they were, I don't care. If some young person is going to come forward and say that they want to have their sins forgiven and they want somebody to talk to them about how they can go to heaven, I'm going to talk to them every single time. Let those kids come forward. But a lot of times, and many of you have experienced this, you'll get saved and you'll want to go to church 2, 3, 4 times a week, and you want to give 10% of your money. Your family, they think you're crazy. I mean, they may not say it to your face. They think you're crazy. If your family's not walking with God and you telling them you're doing those things, they're gossiping behind your back. They're telling other family members what a crazy lunatic's in the family. But I guess what hurts me the most is when some of you folks out there take pot shots at our pastor. If you're going to say something negative about our pastor or preacher Kirk, don't say it to me. If you've got a problem with one of those folks, do like the Bible tells you. Go to them privately. Jesus told us how to resolve those problems in Matthew 18. You go to them privately, but you don't talk behind their back. You just do what's right. And Kirk and preacher, they're both so humble that they will receive that criticism if it's in the right attitude and if it's on the right subject. So not only is our walk wild with divorce and disease and death, and not only do attacks come from friends and family and slewfoot and people of the church, faith-based friends, but we also, the Christian walk, John, very lonely. It can be very lonely at times. I had a lady tell me several years ago in a counseling session, she'd had a divorce. The kids were very young when she got divorced. And she said the number one desire in her heart was to be able to sit in a church service and not feel lonely. To have some godly man that would be her husband to sit next to her, put his arm around her, and that they could worship God together. I'm telling you, singles, it can be lonely. If you're going to do what's right, if you're going to set a high standard, there's really only a handful of people that you should even be going out with. You ought to find someone that is sold out like you. Because you know what happens? Gavin, would you come help me? I just want you to stand right there, Gavin. Let's say that I'm doing what's right, and Gavin's not, and I don't know anything about Gavin, just met him tonight. But Gavin, I'm going to try to pull you up here, okay? I'm going to try to pull you up here. Don't help. I'm going to try to pull you up, okay? Gavin, you think you need to go on a diet? You think I could ever pull Gavin up here? How hard would it be for Gavin to pull me down? Gavin, with one jerk, he could pull me to that platform right now. Thank you, Gavin. That's what happens with our singles. You know, Bobby, I see you sitting there with Sarah.